the most versatile stadium ever. In the world of sports, most stadiums are single-purpose structures that age faster than the athletes playing inside them. But in the suburbs of Miami stands a venue that broke every architectural and business rule. In this video, we will dive into the convoluted history of Hard Rock Stadium and show you exactly how many different sports are packed into this one incredible venue. American football and soccer are just two small pieces of the puzzle. Let's go! StadiumDB.com presents Hard Rock Stadium, the world's most versatile stadium. Built in 1987, the Miami Dolphins Stadium was designed extra wide to attract professional baseball. But this multi-purpose compromise became a curse for football fans who sat way too far from the action. When the baseball team finally left in 2011, the aging venue desperately needed an overhaul to keep hosting Super Bowls. Since taxpayers refused to pay, Dolphins owner Stephen Ross funded the $550 million renovation himself. But he pulled a clever trick, handing the stadium over to the local government after the rebuild to dodge massive property taxes. In just 2 years, the stands were moved closer to the pitch, giant screens were added, and a massive 17,000-ton canopy roof was suspended over the arena. While the stadium may not impress with its outer shell at first glance, its open structure, massive ramps, and vast surroundings make it feel more like a sports complex than a single venue. Surrounded by endless parking lots and large-scale event spaces, it was clearly built to host anything, not just football. And behind that simple, almost industrial exterior lies one of its biggest contributions to modern stadium design. This is where the concept of premium club seating truly took off, completely changing how venues generate revenue. American football is the true backbone of Hard Rock Stadium. Since 1987, it has been the home of the Miami Dolphins, and over time it has also grown into one of the most important venues for college football in the United States. The stadium regularly hosts the Miami Hurricanes and has been the longtime stage for the prestigious Orange Bowl, turning it into a key destination for some of the biggest moments in the college game. At the highest level, the venue belongs firmly to the NFL elite. Hard Rock Stadium has hosted 6 Super Bowls, including the 2020 edition, remembered for the iconic halftime show by Shakira and Jennifer Lopez. But behind that prestige, there were serious challenges that once put its future at risk. The NFL made its stance clear. Without major upgrades, Miami risked losing the Super Bowl and other premier events for good. That pressure eventually led to a complete transformation of the venue. The addition of a modern canopy roof, improved facilities, and a redesigned fan experience changed everything, turning Hard Rock Stadium into a stadium that could finally match its ambitions. Today, it is not only a regular Super Bowl contender once again, but also a proven host of the biggest college football games, including national championship finals. One of the most memorable came in 2013, when nearly 80,500 fans packed the stands for the clash between Alabama and Notre Dame, a record crowd that marked the end of an era before later renovations reduced capacity in favor of comfort and premium experience. Soccer feels perfectly at home here because South Florida is home to a massive community from Central and South America. Thanks to this, Hard Rock Stadium has become a natural destination for high-profile international friendlies and showcase events that regularly draw massive crowds. The stadium has repeatedly proven its ability to fill the stands for global football brands, turning exhibition matches into major spectacles. The stadium hosted a hugely hyped preseason El Clasico, with over 66,000 people showing up in Miami to watch Real Madrid take on Barcelona. The ultimate proof of its soccer status is the 2026 World Cup, where this very turf will host 7 matches, including a prestigious quarterfinal and the third-place playoff. In 2019, Hard Rock Stadium took over one of the ATP 1000 and WTA 1000 tournaments, the Miami Open. The organizers moved it from Key Biscayne after a long legal battle, and the owners of the venue simply made their own land available. On the vast concrete parking lots on the south side of the stadium, an entirely new $50 million sports complex was built. They constructed 29 professional courts there, including a main court with its own independent seating. For the tournament, special walkways and a wide surrounding area are prepared, and every year the biggest stars arrive, including current world #1s like Carlos Alcaraz and Aryna Sabalenka. For the biggest matches, a temporary center court is set up directly on the football pitch, surrounded by modular stands holding nearly 14,000 spectators, with a gondola lift suspended over the crowds outside. However, for many tennis fans, this second part of the Sunshine Double lost a lot with the move to Hard Rock Stadium, as the previous venue was beautifully located and had a unique atmosphere. Unfortunately, top players have also complained about its organization. Before we turn this pitch into a racetrack, a quick word. If you love architectural stories, drop a sub and a like. It is the foundation for building this channel more and more. Thanks. The absolute crown jewel of this sporting madness is Formula One. When the first ever Miami Grand Prix was held here in 2022, the stadium owners proved once again that the word impossible simply does not exist for them. The race does not take place inside the venue, but instead transforms the entire area around it into a fully functioning motorsport campus. They created the Miami International Autodrome, a purpose-built temporary circuit stretching over 5.4 kilometers, featuring 19 corners, 3 long straights, and multiple overtaking zones. The track weaves entirely around the stadium, using a mix of newly built asphalt and existing roads across the vast parking areas. Every year, just weeks before the race, the entire circuit is assembled from scratch: barriers, grandstands, and infrastructure, only to be dismantled again once the event is over. At the center of it all sits the stadium itself, acting as the beating heart of the entire operation. It houses luxury VIP suites, paddock areas placed directly on the football field, and premium viewing zones that turn the event into a full-scale entertainment spectacle. Around it, organizers built an entire temporary city, with fan zones and hospitality areas designed purely for the race weekend. But combat sports are also part of the stadium's identity. In early 2021, a professional ring was set up right in the middle of the field, where Canelo Alvarez defended his super middleweight championship belts. But the stadium in Miami is not too picky. Alongside world-class boxing, it also hosts lucrative freak fights. Just months after the Alvarez bout, undefeated Floyd Mayweather Jr. stepped into the same ring to fight well-known YouTuber Logan Paul, followed by an event featuring YouTubers fighting TikTokers. Hard Rock Stadium has been attracting the biggest names in music for decades, from Paul McCartney to U2. But concerts in Florida come with their own challenges. When the Rolling Stones were supposed to play the finale of their tour here in 2019, Hurricane Dorian was approaching the city, forcing the event to be rescheduled. In 2024, Taylor Swift became the first artist to play 3 consecutive sold-out shows here on a single tour. Before its modern transformation, Hard Rock Stadium was far more experimental, a true multi-purpose venue trying to host almost anything. One of its biggest non-traditional highlights came in 2012, when it hosted WrestleMania 28. Over 78,000 fans packed the stands to watch icons like The Rock and John Cena, in an event that generated over $100 million for the local economy. But the stadium also had a much rougher side. For years, right up until 2015, it regularly hosted Monster Jam. Also, for nearly 2 decades, the venue was shared with the Miami Marlins, forcing constant reconfigurations between football and baseball setups. It quickly proved to be an imperfect solution, with poor sight lines and awkward playing conditions, eventually leading to the Marlins moving out in 2011. The stadium also briefly served as a film set. In the 1990s and early 2000s, it appeared in productions like Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, Any Given Sunday, and Marley and Me. Since the major modernization, however, it has no longer been used in this way. Today, the focus has clearly shifted, but the venue still hosts unique events beyond sport. Every year, it serves as the starting and finishing point of the Dolphins Cancer Challenge, a major charity cycling event featuring routes from around 40 to nearly 100 miles, including sections run along the Formula One circuit built around the stadium. And while it's often associated with high-stakes poker events, those actually take place not inside the stadium itself, but at the nearby Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and casinos in Hollywood, roughly 20 kilometers away. What bizarre sport do you think will show up next at Hard Rock Stadium? Drop your craziest predictions in the comments below. For your daily dose of stadium content, make sure to visit our website and follow our social media. See you there!